let's see what the ABug guys are up to. So this used to be our classroom. In some ways it still is a classroom. There's a lot of learning going on. These guys, let's pan around, are doing mad things with all sorts of Acorn related things. So very briefly we can have a look. So we've got another BBC Master there. Actually, we didn't have any loading from cassette actually earlier, but there you go. There's a cassette tape that was loaded into the BBC Micro. The cassette's sitting on the speaker, which is magnetic. I don't think that's a good idea, but hey ho. So yeah, we've got a load of stuff going on. What have we got going on? What are we doing here? Over here, we're trying to get a SCSI drive in a. Well, it's actually in a RISC PC. It's actually out of an R260, I think, or was it 140? It's a 260. So we've got an R260 over here, which is all in bits, looking quite sad. But its driver's died, so we're just trying to rescue some data off it at the minute. Oh, look at that. Are we having any luck? Excellent. Right, so we're having no luck whatsoever. Brilliant. But I mean, the drive's dead, so we thought we'd just give it a go and see if the heads were stuck or the platter was stuck at all. Clearly, that ain't happening. So yeah, loads and loads of techie hack stuff going on in here. I haven't covered these, but that is a in bits. That's a torch system. So you can see Torch Computers used BBC Micros, Model Bs, yeah, they were just recased and turned into what they considered business computers. I'm on an operating system called CPN, and I said N, not M, which the N is completely different from M, and had nothing to do with CPM before. Is that right?
Yeah.
No relationship whatsoever.
It's a CPM line, but with networking built in.
With networking built in. So yeah, so that's the torch systems. Yeah, let's have a. There we go, look. So, I'll zoom in on that.
Can't get it fired up.
No? No. So, basically everybody's coming together to try and get machines working and sort of recover data.
So might try and cannibalize what can from that one to get the two of them, get one of them working.
Yeah. So, we've got ours as well if you want to use them to compare with. So, they're just outside the door there. So let's have a look. Oh, this camera's getting heavy. Right, oh hello. So some pretty flashy hardware here. Loads of wires and a BBC Micro. What are we doing?
We're doing a very early prototype of a MIDI card.
All right.
BBC computer.
Star Play. Copyright 1984, MCA Records. Have you ever seen that thing create tunage like this? I don't know if you can hear it that well, but that sounds pretty good. What's the sound card then?
Well, it's a MIDI chip in there.
Oh, hello.
That is the sound card. This is the.
So this. Okay, right. Sorry.
It's a prototype. One day it will look a lot neater.
I like it like that actually. So we've got a MIDI sound card. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just going to come over this side.
Yeah. So that's the MIDI chip. That's the MIDI controller in there.
Right. So that's the MIDI controller on that board there, connected up to the BBC Micro. Is it 1 MHz bus port or something?
Yes, it's 1 MHz bus
right.
Underneath there. And that's,
I crashed it. That's what prototypes do with all that kind of wiring. So yeah, so this is really cool. There is so much going on like this. So we've seen the OPL3 board outside there, and so now that's not good enough, and we know we need full MIDI. And I mean that sounded pretty spectacular. That sounded good on a modern computer, let alone on a BBC Micro. So this is the kind of stuff that's going on in here. What else have we got? We've got disk drives connected up. Is that cryoflux or no?
Yeah.
Oh, it is cryoflux.
Yeah, so doing a bit of disk preservation. So where we've got disks that are very difficult to read, we can use this to recover the data off the disk,
right,
and then write it back to a fresh new floppy disk, so that you can continue to use that software even in a legacy computer.
Fantastic. So there is a load of stuff going on. The ABug guys are doing brilliant stuff with just making sure that we've got this data and it is not lost. Yeah, we have at the museum all the hardware, and there's a load of that, but actually the software is equally important. So we've got a library, a huge library of games and discs and whatever, but these guys are archiving that and making sure they're in a format that we can then use in emulators and just have access to the stuff for years to come, which is awesome. Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much. Let's move on. Oh, hello. What's that? That is an A7000. That's not on the display either, but this is an A7000 just there. Can you see that? Doing something reasonably whizzy in 3D. Over here, this is the repair centre and the making stuff centre. Look at that! So, all pretty small stuff needing big binoculars like that. You can see planets with those as well if you point in the right direction. So what are we making?
Fixing a second processor.
Fixing a second processor. That's not a normal second processor.
No, modern day implementation.
Sorry?
Modern day implementation.
So is this just one second processor, or is this all the second processors on one chip?
You can switch between the different models, basically.
Right.
So it's a project that's been run by various people, and David Banks being the main programmer behind it, who has taken it from fairly simple beginnings to fairly crazy. So when it started out, it could do a 6502 and a Z80, you could switch between them with a dip switch.
Right.
It will now do 6502, Z80, ARM, 32016, 68000, PDP-11, anything else you can think of, at clock speeds varying from the contemporary of about 4 meg up to 64 meg for the 6502, and you can switch between them in software as well. So you
Right.
basically just run a star command and flip between which GoPro you've got attached to your machine.
The trouble is with that is that there's been a lot of people out there collecting cheese wedges now for years, paid a lot of money, and completely devalued them all. Just into
because
one little board.
The cheese wedges still seem to sell for just as much.
I suppose they do actually.
So it just
But
gives you a useful
it's just
idea.
convenience, isn't it? You know, you can do stuff with these things just much more conveniently rather than changing around boards. So you still have the cheese wedges in your collection.
Yeah.
Have we got a cheese wedge? I'm saying cheese wedge. People might not know what they are. I'll show them one later. But yeah, the cheese wedge was a board that sat next to, or a box that sat next to the BBC Micro in the same shape. But actually, if you wanted to change between them, it could be a bit of a pain. You've got to lift everything up, change the cables over. So this is all on one tiny board that looks like that. Incredible.
There you go, how about that one?
There you go. So that's the ARM.
That's the ARM GoPro with one of those on the bottom.
Okay, let me just get in on that. There you go. So there's the ARM coprocessor. That's the one I showed you outside that we've got on display, and then the one underneath there isn't just an ARM. It's just every other type of ARM BBC CoPro as well. Disgraceful. It's disrespectful, is what that is, but pretty awesome. So that's what's going on over here. Some very small scale soldering. We should go next. Right. Thank you very much for that. We have here. Hello. That looks monitorish.
Philips
You've been lumbered with the Philips monitor repairs.
Yeah, we need a new flyback and a new
Yeah.
caps.
Is that doable? New flybacks for a Philips monitor these days? You haven't got stock of them. Just one.
I've got two, but I brought one with me. So there's only, there we go. It's brand new.
So the flyback is the part of the board that generates, it's part of the one that generates the high part of the voltage that goes onto the outside of the tube. It's not to be messed with, so don't try this at home.
I didn't bring the tube. I'm not going to plug it in.
Health and safety. Anyway, so we should have got that on camera. I really shouldn't have done that. Right, we're going to move on quickly. We'll not play with high voltages here, I promise. This is pretty cool. This is the Mega cartridge. I hadn't seen this until today. Mega Games cartridge. This is a multi-cart for the Electron. So I think we can load quite a number of ROM images into the cart. Is that right?
Up to 240 odd.
Oh, so you can only have 240 on it.
Yeah, but usually about 160, 180.
Right. And basically just makes the Electron, as long as it's got a +1 interface, really cool for just playing those games again. You can just load them up from the cartridges. It's got a menu system. Hello, what's all this? Oh, hello, more new stuff. So,
It's the new AP5. It's got a tube, 2 user ports and a 1 meg bus.
wow. So that will plug into the back of your Electron and give you a tube and allow you to... This is just what's going on. All this new stuff being developed for machines that are, let's just say old. So yeah, this is good stuff. So this is now bringing the Electron alive again. The BBC Micros had sort of a number of ways of loading lots of games and things into it for a while, but not so much the Electron. It's been forgotten until now. There you go. Look, so menu there, all of that. So what's the best one on there? Elite. Look at all those glorious colours. Oh no, just black and white. But it's only an Electron. But look at that, it loads really quickly. You haven't got to wait for those tapes to load and all that kind of malarkey anymore. Just straight off that cartridge. So all of those games, just off that little tiny cartridge there. Oh, gone out of focus. There you go. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much. Let's move on. What other malarkey have we got going on over here? More breadboard stuff. That looks like it's an Arduino, I'm not sure. I think it is. Don't really know, but we've got some solder stations and things. Boards being made up over here as well. So more Electron malarkey. I suppose they are the ABug, so that's all right. And boards being solded up. So what's the board over there we're soldering up?
It's Electron user port.
User port for the Electron. Nice. One of them. Check out the website. Yeah. I mean, so why are we making them up today?
Well, why not?
Are they being distributed around the club?
People are interested in them. And they're just cool bits of kit. They're just a nice, easy way of loading up your UEF files into your Electron. So it's good fun. And Matt's better solder than I am, so it's great. So there we go.
Fair play, at least it's honest. So more new stuff going on for the Electron. This is what's... it just blows my mind. Thank you very much, guys. Ouch, just tripped over something. And I can't get out now. Cheers. So there is a lot of stuff crammed into this room. A lot of stuff. So we've got some... these are games demoing on the big side. But these aren't just the old games. These are new games that have been developed. A lot of this room is all new, vibrant stuff. It's not just playing with the old stuff. I think a lot of the interest is in how you can now, we've learned so much about these machines now, and with a sort of hindsight, you can now create better code and squeeze more out of these machines than they ever thought they could at the time. So there you go. So what are we doing over here?
I am pondering whether it's possible to port Prince of Persia from the Apple II to the BBC.
So we've got some heavy duty pondering going on here.
Yeah, well I've got a little start.
Okay, well, that's cool though. You know that's Prince of Persia. Oh, come on, focus. Excellent. That would be cool. Do you think?
That is taking the original source graphics from the Apple II and then directly plotting that on the BBC. So they're actually translated at runtime directly into Mode 1 graphics from the Apple II sprite data. So I'm now trying to work out if I can get the backgrounds all printing, which would be nice, and then that's a step forward. And then after that, there's not a lot of memory on the old
I was going to say.
even on the master, so it needs 128K, which it fills in the Apple.
Can you do stuff with sideways RAM and things like that?
It would need to be all sideways RAM,
Yeah.
shadow RAM, everything else.
Right.
But, I reckon there's
It's
a way
doable.
to fit it all in, but it's going to be quite a lot of work.
Are you up for that work? So by the end of the day, we're going to have a full version of Prince of Persia running on. Is that what you said? You said something like that. Yeah, on the BBC.
Get by the end of tomorrow.
That's the challenge. So,
It looks nice in Mode 1. It's kind of the right,
it's very cool.
the right resolution.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's just Prince of Persia. Just his movements were very easily sort of.
So I did the work to rip all the original sources online.
Right.
And then you can. Yeah, so these are all the background sprites.
Yeah.
For instance. So I know how they're all structured, and trick now is figuring out
Brilliant.
how to squeeze it all in and get it to.
Why are you doing this?
Because it's now been done and it's on lots of other platforms. Somebody did it for the Commodore 64.
Right.
So, yeah, if it can be done for the Commodore, then it makes me want to do it for the BBC.
Absolutely, it deserves to be on the
The
base.
Apple II is kind of it's the US BBC Micro, really. The
Yeah.
two machines are quite similar in their background. So, and all the sources available on GitHub. So, in theory, not so difficult. It's an interesting challenge.
In theory, not so difficult. In theory, not something I would try. But more power to you. Brilliant stuff. Well, we got hello. That's a makey.
It is a
What are we doing with
makey.
makeys?
Well, we've got a Raspberry Pi here,
Uh-huh.
and I've flashed a copy of RISC OS Pico onto it.
Oh, yeah.
So if we plug this in here, and you'll see in about 3 or 4 seconds, you're straight into BBC Basic. Usually.
There you go. So this is Pico Basic. This is a version of ARM Basic which runs on the Raspberry Pi. Incredibly quickly and all, I might add. Yeah, so no messing.
But if we do StarFX on the 1, I think we've got a sticky key on this keyboard. So if you can imagine there's a banana connected to this one,
Obviously.
a cucumber connected to the green one,
Yeah.
a red one connected, an apple connected to the red one. So if I touch that, that's it. If I touch that, and onto the side. 52. So this is for school kids to show them how they can use a £10 computer like the Raspberry Pi Zero W.
Yeah.
Be straight into BBC Basic and write a little game which I'm going to call Fruit Invaders. So that's the idea with that.
Brilliant.
And on here we're doing a little bit of artwork.
So this is, yeah, we've seen this. This is, well, I've seen it. So this is the welcome cover. They're not just a rubbish scan. This is completely redrawn and massive resolution that we can print out huge. And yeah, look at that, lovely. So that's the BBC Owl, if you didn't know. If you didn't know, you should know. Right, thank you very much. More good stuff. What's going on over here? How are we doing?
Screen editor.
Screen editor, right? Okay.
Which is a word processor. But you have 2 modes of operation. You can use it as a word processor, or you can use it as a text editor.
Right.
And the text editor is much better for running programs.
Yeah.
You can scroll up and scroll down.
Yeah. Was this this was the one that was, I can't remember what it's called, but it was supplied with BBC. Was it? Oh, I can't remember. There was I can't remember the name of the package now. It's gone. But
yeah, this is not BBC.
It's not the one.
No, this is. I'm running Flex.
Yeah. So 6809 based. Right.
And
Okay.
the program is called Screditor.
Okay. No, I don't know this one then. Right.
It was part of the package. I used to use a Windows system years ago.
Yeah.
And it was part of the package that came with Windows.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. No, that wasn't where I was going. Interesting. So what we have here then essentially is a BBC Master. So a BBC Master is based around 6502. We've actually got a cheese wedge. So I was talking about a cheese wedge earlier. This is a cheese wedge. Oh, that's not a real one. This is another one with the basically the new version that can be anything you want. I take it's the one that can be anything it wants. But in the original case, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
we've got
no, it's not a.
Is it not that one?
This is a homebrew.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that I can open it to show you. I'll have a go.
I should have known it would be something different.
Seems to be jammed.
Yeah, I need a screwdriver.
I don't know if you can see in there.
Oh, look at that. Oh, hello, look at that. So, yeah, we've got homemade Veriboard stuff going on in there.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I don't know why it's jammed.
It has a screw at the middle, doesn't it, at the front? That's
Oh yeah, it's all right. Screw.
there we go.
Okay.
Yes. Look at that. Variable pawn. So yeah, this
What you have, I'll point.
this
it
is
out.
not your average. This is not a coprocessor at all, is it?
Yes.
It is a coprocessor.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
What you've got is a 6309 coprocessor, and the 6309 coprocessor can emulate a 6809.
Right, okay.
All right, but it also has its own function. You have two 6522s, they're actually the CMOS version.
Right.
And they are back to back. One is actually in the BBC. That LED is from the BBC supply.
Okay.
That one then is controlled by the 6309.
Right.
Yeah. That's the EEPROM, which is the program that the 6309 is running.
Is running, yep.
It's a monitor and it allows it to load flex.
Right.
in,
Yep.
To boot. That is 64K of RAM all in one little chip.
Right.
The rest is just glue.
Is that SRAM?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
right.
rest is glue logic.
Yeah.
This is another 6522, and this is driving. Here I've got a 512K EEPROM, right, which is acting as a silicon disk.
Oh, okay. Right.
And
Saucy.
this is a 512K battery back RAM.
RAM.
So
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
the backup
Hence the
battery.
batteries over there. Yeah.
Which is also acting as a silicon disk.
Right.
So what I can do is it starts up on floppy, but I can assign it to silicon only operation, which is much faster.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. The other bits that you can see there is that the data bus buffers. That is an Acorn bus, so it's compatible with Acorn and Control Universal cards.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. This is also on the bus, and that's yet another 6522, and that's running. Actually, it's just a copy of the interface that I use for the MMC interface.
Oh, okay. Right.
Right. That is not running like the MMC does on the BBC. On it is a single 512K disk image.
Right.
And I can use it to back up to these or to transfer disks from the PC to this computer.
That's very cool. Very cool. Wow. And all built into the cheese wedge.
Yeah, and the RS232 is on a module. The crystal is actually underneath it.
Right.
So I can pull that module out. That's a 6551.
Yep.
If I want to use a 6850, I've got a 6850 module I can plug in. So I can.
So that's an ACIA chip, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean.
asynchronous communications
The
chip.
reason why I wanted to do that is I personally like the 6551 much better.
Right.
Because you can program the bell rate.
Right.
The 6850 was used by
It just-
a lot of software that directly addresses it.
Right.
So if you want to use that, that's one of the features of this screen editor.
Right.
The other thing is that there are two modes of operation. I can either run this as I am in using parallel mode, two back-to-back EEPROMs.
Right.
Sorry, two back-to-back 6522s. And that's running Beep Flex,
Right.
which is Control Universal ROM. Or I can connect the serial port to the serial port on the BBC and run it on terminal.
Just right. Okay.
In silicon only mode.
Uh-huh.
But then I don't have access to the floppies.
Right. Okay. Wow. You can. We've got over in the archive. We've got two machines that have come from the Antarctic Survey project, which are both 6809 flex-based machines.
I think they're Windrush.
Right. Need to have a look at those.
I know.
So we're going to get.
that last
I know, and that's what I just thought. I thought
because I'm
we still nothing to do.
I'm itching to see what's on the disc.
Right, it's the date. We'll do that tomorrow. Right,
Yeah.
so there's loads going on. We're going to have a look because these guys are also not only doing their own thing, they are also helping us as well. We've got various projects that are on the go that I'm not going to pan round too far. Then that was dangerous.
Sorry about that.
They're helping us with some of the stuff we've got here at the museum. So we'll do that tomorrow. We'll have a look at the Antarctic survey. Right, let's do it. Thank you very much for your time. Awesome stuff. Brilliant. All right. So, what else we got? So, blah, blah, blah. So, loads of projects going on over here. This guy that's laughing too much, we're going to drag him out and we're going to have a quick chat. Jason, out here now.
Really?
Outside now. So, hello, Bubble Bubble over there. Look at that. Awesome stuff. So, let's go and have a quick chat. So, amongst all this amazing stuff that's going on with the Acorn guys from the ABug group, this is Jason. Jason is the guy from ABug that has basically set this organisation up. Set this event up. He'd done the whole organisation as well, actually. But no, he set this event up and done all the sort of bug creation of what you've seen out there at the moment. So thank you very much for that, for a start. It's been a good day.
Yeah.
It has, though, hasn't it? It really has.
It has, yeah.
We're going to say that because we're on camera, but actually it really has.
It has, after a little bit of... it was a little bit hair-raising setting it up yesterday, but
it was a late night setting it up.
Oh yeah,
it was a very late night, but we had a couple of beers and enjoyed it. Got all the systems out. All the guys sort of come to our aid and just got machines working. A couple of power supplies went up in smoke.
That was highly entertaining, and I like the fact that lots of people could actually recognise the smell of the smoke.
Yeah.
You're
not a true nerd unless you know the smell of metalised capacitors. Yeah.
X2 capacitors, and I thought, now I am amongst specialists.
Quick, take
highly
on.
knowledgeable people. There we go.
So no, it's been a brilliant day. I think are we closing? Is it after 5?
Yeah, it's 5:30.
Oh, right. Oh, 5:30 is it? Blimey, how long is this video?
Oh yeah.
Right, this might be a longer video than I think this might be a longer video than I thought. No, it's just going straight up there.
No,
it's good stuff.
Edit it.
It's good stuff. No, it's all good stuff. Plus, I like the sound of my own voice.
So,
anyway, there you go. We'll finish it on the mega processor, which has nothing to do with Acorn. Thank you very much, Joseph, for setting this up, and all the guys as well that have been involved in this, because there's been a lot of work behind the scenes, especially from you, I know. But all the guys that have helped out, Peter and Brian and Dave. Where's Dave?
Is
Dave
still not here? I'll tell you the story of Dave afterwards. But yes, Brian and Peter. So two Peters.
I've already said Peter.
Two Peters and a Brian and a Dave and me.
Tirelessly.
It all out.
It's been your life for the last couple of months, isn't it?
Since January.
Since January.
But it's good to see. It's good to see it come to fruition.
It's nice as well when people we've had a few of the Acorn guys in today.
Oh yeah.
And they've loved it. So that's been really nice.
It's just lovely to see. I mean, and thank you for being so willing to host such a
absolutely our pleasure, mate.
Acorn indulgence.
Absolutely our pleasure. So okay. I'll leave you with that shot of Jason there. And thank you very much. Cheers.